I don't think people realize how exhausting it is to be Black everywhere. Not just in America, not just in the South. I'm talking globally here. Because wherever we go, there's a version of the same fight that's just waiting for us. And it's one thing to feel like a second-class citizen in your own country, but it's another thing entirely to realize the whole world sees you that way too. You ever hear people say, just leave, America's the problem? As if racism is something that you can outrun. As if anti-Blackness is some sort of American export. So let me tell you something. In Brazil, which is the blackest country outside of Africa, police kill Black people like it's sport. But it's not just the cops, it's the beauty industry that sells skin bleach. It's the store owners that follow you. It's the neighbors that flinch when your child walks by. In the UK, you can speak perfect Queen's English, but still be denied housing, passed over for jobs, and told to go back to Africa like your birth certificate doesn't say Birmingham. In France, they don't need to say Black to criminalize you. They just hide it behind secularism. They ban your head wrap, regulate your natural hair, silence your protest chants, and when you speak up, they act like you're the problem. And the people, they'll clutch their bags, they'll ignore you in interviews, and whisper the N-word when they don't think that you understand French. In China, Black students were kicked out of housing during COVID, just for being African. But long before that, there were restaurant bans, fake job ads saying no Blacks, and videos mocking our features going viral with millions of likes. In India, you'll be fetishized on one corner and insulted on the next. And if you're African, they'll stare, laugh, and sometimes they'll spit on you. In Ukraine, when the war broke out, white refugees got seats, and Black refugees got barricades. In Libya, we're still being sold in 2025. And nobody's storming embassies for that. Let that sit, because being Black is not the issue. The world's relationship with Blackness is. And here's what bothers me the most. They want our rhythm, but not our presence. Our slang, our dances, our music, our clothing. But not our humanity. They'll rock locks on a runway but call them ghetto at school. They'll say Wakanda forever and still scream monkey at the next Black soccer player. They'll ask to touch your hair, or not even ask. They'll mock your nose, and then turn around and say that you're too sensitive. And don't even get me started on influencers. Black American culture gets ridiculed as loud or uneducated until someone else steals it for likes. We're told that we don't have culture by people that are dancing to our beats, speaking our slang, and wearing our clothes. We are everywhere, but still nowhere. Loved, but not protected. Seen, but never safe. So if you've been feeling it too, that quiet, aching exhaustion that comes from just trying to exist, you're not broken, you're not paranoid, you're Black, in a world that's been trained to hate you. That hate lives in systems, but it also lives in people, in the stares, in the silence, in the smiles that tighten when you walk into the room. But here's what they can't erase. We are global, we are ancient, and we are surviving. From Accra to Atlanta, London to Kingston, we are still here. And the moment we stop letting borders divide us, that's the moment we become unstoppable.
Oh yeah guys, I hope you're all doing good. This video isn't just about being tired, it's about the constant emotional and psychological toll of existing in a system that was never built for us. People often underestimate how deeply racism permeates everyday life until they lived it. So guys, in this video we are reacting. It is a powerful and deeply personal video. A Black American woman has opened up about the emotional, mental and social toll of navigating life in Western societies, from the daily microaggressions to systemic racism. She has broken down the subtle and overt ways that being Black in the West can be exhausting, and why it's a conversation that urgently needs to be had. So guys, let's get into this clip that is remaining, then I'll be back with more commentaries. We will talk about the pressure of code switching, the racial bias in the workplace and education, mental health impacts of racial discrimination, cultural erasure, and the fight for visibility. And also we shall all talk about the emotional labor of explaining racism. Yeah, so whether you are looking to understand more, reflect on your own experiences, or share You can share this with someone who needs to hear it. This video is a must watch. Let's get into this. I'll be back.
I wanted to respond to this comment with a video because this is something that is so true. African Americans or Black Americans are very much maligned in the media by American media towards overseas people. So that's why you'll always find it's such a big issue where, for example, Black Americans will go and immigrate, not Black Americans, Black Africans will immigrate to the United States and have negative feelings towards Black Americans, but no animosity towards white Americans who are aggressive, who are violent, who have genocided people. They don't have any issues with white America, but they have so many negative attitudes towards Black Americans. You find that with Asians who immigrate to America, so on and so forth, because that's the portrayal that the American media has put out there. That's what Hollywood has put out there. And so, yes, they'll have certain things like, okay, they can't deny that slavery existed, right? So they'll make movies about slavery. But in every single movie, the brutality of slavery is played down tenfold. And then there's always a white redemptive figure. There's always a white savior. And then the implication is that, okay, slavery happened, but there were many good people. Slavery ended and everything's fine now. But then if you dig a little bit further, well, if everything's fine, then why did figures such as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and why did the Black Panther Party exist? Or like, okay, yes, there were some issues in the South. There were some really bad racist people in the southern states. But Martin Luther came, he made a speech and everything is fine now. And Lyndon B. Johnson enacted some legislation and everything's fine now. That's why you don't get movies about mass incarceration. You don't get movies about the Tulsa massacre or all the other massacres of these societies that Black Americans set up, where they created their own societies, their own banks, their own schools, their own hospitals, self-sufficient societies in this vision of Americana, of capitalism. Like, they were like, okay, you say we have to pull ourselves by the bootstraps. They did that. Those societies, those communities were burned to the ground. People were lynched. That's why lynching happened. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that despite all of that Black people went through, that's not actually, people don't know that around the world because that's not what's been put out there. You only learn about that once you do your own research, or if you go to university and you study under a really great professor, undergrad system, you learn so much about Black American history and you're like, wait a minute. These people have been through hell, literally hell. I cannot imagine hell is worse than what these people have been through, right? And they've risen and they've risen and they've risen, and they've always been faced with something terrible, whether it's mass incarceration, whether it's lynching, since the moment that they've been taken to those shores. However, that is not portrayed. So there is so much animosity towards Black Americans from outside of America. And the attitude is, oh, well, slavery ended a long time ago. So why aren't you so rich and powerful now? Why are so many of you in prison? It must be because you're bad, you're terrible, because only terrible people go to prison, right? So it's really insidious. So you'll get some people who are not educated come to America and want to distance themselves from Black America, but at the same time want their money, same time want their clout, same time want their cosign. But if you get someone who's educated, who understands the issues, you get someone like Trevor Noah, who respects Black America. Why? Because he understands the actual history of racism in America. He understands the link between white supremacy in South Africa and America around the world and Israel, right? Well, I don't know if he understands about in Israel, but it's all linked. And he understood that. And so he has more of an embrace. Of course, he's going to be faced with xenophobia. They're going to be xenophobic people everywhere. But for the most part, he's accepted because he understands as best as he can as a foreigner, understanding the situation, and realizes that Blackness is not something that you can sort of run away from.
Oh yeah, guys, people love to talk about equality, but rarely want to hear what it actually feels like to live without it. This is why we say we are tired, because we are tired of explaining, tired of surviving, and also tired of pretending. Have you ever felt like you had to shrink yourself just to make others comfortable? Kindly drop your experience in the comments, guys. Let's hold space for each other in the comment section. Yes, so it's not just about isolated incidents. It's about the systems that normalize and excuse them. Racism in the West isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers in hiring decisions, school curriculums, or suspicious looks in stores. Yeah, and if you're not black and you're watching this, ask yourself, are you listening to understand or just to respond? Being an ally means learning, unlearning, and amplifying voices like the one in the voices in this video. Yeah, so to every black person, to every black woman out there feeling unseen, you are out there feeling unheard, you are out there simply exhausted, your feelings are valid. Just know that your feelings are valid, and don't think that you are alone. You are not alone. Your truth matters. Yes, so guys, thank you so much for being with me through this video. I hope you have heard everything, and I give credit to all the original creators of this video. This video is meant for educational purposes, and those people who wish to be entertained, you can also be entertained as well. It is also meant for commentaries purposes. Thank you so much and have a nice time. Peace be with you. Be blessed all through.